Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician. Today we're going to be going back into the GR86 and we're going to be installing the Whiteline front sway bar and adjustable sway bar end links. If you guys follow the channel, you guys might have seen one of my previous videos where we did the rear. We've done the lower control arms, the rear diff stiffener, the braces, the sway bar, basically everything we need to do in the rear. I'm also working on the coilovers at the same time as this video. And there's a couple other pieces I'm going to be doing for the rear before we get the new wheels and tires in, but that'll come later. Still waiting on my wheels to ship, probably still a month out. But like I said, we're installing the coilovers, so that video should be out right before this one or right after this one. I don't know what order I'm going to do them in yet. But let's go ahead and get the Whiteline front sway bar installed. As you can see, I already have the rear over here. There's the new front sway bar. If I remember correctly, the front sway bar from Whiteline is 22 millimeters, so a little bit larger on the front. And then you have your bushings, your lockdown collars, and then the adjustable end links. So should be a pretty simple install. There's a little bit to remove, but shouldn't be too bad and a little bit easier since I'm getting in there to install the coilovers anyways. So while I have the wheels off to do that, I might as well climb under there and remove all the under shielding and just install the front sway bar while we're at it. So that is the plan, but let's go ahead and get the sway bar installed. We are going to go ahead and start off by removing the sway bar end link from the strut assembly here, and then we'll get underneath, and I still need to remove all of the paneling underneath before we can actually access the kind of subframe portion that the sway bar actually bolts to, but it should be pretty simple. So let's go ahead and get this removed. Remove that, and that is a 17 millimeter. So all I'm doing right now is removing the bottom tray, which is just going to be a bunch of 12 millimeter fasteners. I think there's 4 along the front, another one here, another one there, 2 more over there, and then I believe these are 10 mils right in the center. Yeah, so you got 2 10 mils right there, and then on each side you have some pop clips that you'll need to remove in order to drop this bottom tray. Once you have both of the sway bar end links disconnected from the strut assembly or coilover, whatever you're working with, and then you get under the car and you remove all of the under paneling so you can access this portion here, this little A-frame kind of deal here on both sides. You're going to remove those, I believe they're 14 millimeter, and then up underneath that is what we're actually going to be removing, is this brace here. And one of the fasteners is going to be hidden right there. So you'll remove that one and these 2 here on both sides, and then basically the whole sway bar assembly with those brackets are going to come down. But first I'm going to get these kind of A-shaped bracing pieces off, and then we'll get the 2 front bolts here and the one back there underneath that plastic panel removed, and it's the exact same thing on both sides. So we got the kind of bracing piece off, which is just this fastener, this one, and one back here. I threaded the 2 shorter ones back into where they belong, and then the one that actually threads in the back is longer. I just put it back in the A-frame piece for both sides. Now we can go ahead and remove these 2 and the one underneath the plastic on each side, and the sway bar assembly should kind of drop out. Also, I did forget to mention, I've already got these back ones removed. I have the front 2 loose, but on the outside here, I don't know how well you guys can see that, there's the plastic liner inside the wheel well that actually connects with a pop clip. I don't know if I'm angled at it or not, but there's a pop clip in the plastic that's going to be attached to this framing, so you'll need to remove that. So after finally finagling that out, you can see here we have the OEM set up and what we're installing. So we'll have to remove, I'm not going to worry about the end links here obviously. You have a fastener here, and then a nut on the bottom side here that's going to release the clamshell or the clamp over top of the bushing. So we'll be removing that on both sides, and you can see the crimped lock for the sway bar on the OEM one. They do include the clamps that you'll install, and then you can see the non-greasable bushings that are included. There's no need to use grease on these because the PTFE lining, and then our adjustable sway bar end links. Then you also have two settings, a softer and a harder. Well, this is already a beefier front sway bar than the factory, so we're going to start out with the softer setting, and then if necessary in the future we can move to the harder setting. But since this is already much thicker than the factory, we're just going to go with the softer setting off the bat and see how it performs there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all removed, and we'll get the new one installed. So we got the old sway bar off, break loose the bolts in the front, and then there's this nut underneath that you have to break loose, and then it slides back like so. We've already got the new bushings installed on the sway bar. We have the locking sleeves, which none of this is set permanently, I just have them on there loosely. So now basically we're just going to fit the clamshells over top, get it all lined up, get it bolted in there, and then I will tighten down these lock sleeves. I don't want to do it beforehand. And just keep in mind and make sure that you have your sway bar going the right direction. Oops, up towards the front. And then I have the end links on, just haven't tightened them down. So we'll tighten these down, washer on the outside. We'll get these actually bolted onto the frame portion, and then we'll get these snugged up, and it'll be ready to go back in the car, which will just take some finagling to get it back in. So pretty simple. I have the OEM sway bar sitting on top to just try and kind of line up the bushings. The bushings were pushed up against these stops on both sides. I'm trying to line them up, so basically these frame portions will line up correctly underneath, because if you don't have them lined up correctly on this sway bar, then you won't be able to line them up underneath the car, or it'll be more of a headache, especially once you tighten these down, because you won't be able to move them in. So I am going to face the fasteners probably down, so if I have to, I can hopefully maybe access them from underneath the car, but you want to keep them just a few millimeters away. And when you install these, they either need to both be on the inside or both be on the outside. We're going to stick with the same as the OEM and go on the inside, especially since the outside is right on a bend. But the other thing you want to do is make sure that your sway bar is even on both sides, so you have the same amount on both sides, or that it's centered. So now that we have it reassembled, I have these tightened down. These are installed, but I just need to go in and finish tightening them down. But it is ready to go back in the vehicle. Okay, so it actually went in a little easier than I expected. Wasn't bad at all. And I started on this side, just got it lined up, put these two fasteners in first, obviously left them loose. And then when you're installing this, you just got to make sure you get this side of the frame bracket tucked underneath of this first. Otherwise you're going to fight that unless you take the entire plastic piece off, which I wasn't doing. But then I got that bolt started, and then I moved on to the driver's side and did the exact same thing. All of them are still loose, so I got to go in and tighten up those 6 bolts, and then we'll come back and we will install A braces right up here where we left the fasteners in. So not too shabby at all. Here you can see our new sway bar end links, and then don't forget to reinstall this clip. That's the one that I was talking about earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and get all those fasteners tightened up. Got everything reinstalled and tightened down, all of the 14 millimeters. So a total of 6 fasteners and 1 clip on each side. We got all of that reinstalled. There you can see the new sway bar. it's as simple as that. Now all that's left is connecting the other end of the sway bar end links and reinstalling the panels underneath the vehicle. Now we have the bottom plates back on after about 25 fasteners and clips. A little overkill, but it is what it is. Now we are all complete, minus connecting the sway bar end links to the actual strut or coilover, whatever you're working with. Just so you guys are aware, this starts spinning on you and you can't tighten this down. This is an Allen key, so you put an Allen key in here and then you can use a ratcheting wrench on this end and tighten it up, and then it'll sit something like that. So it should be a pretty nice upgrade. If you guys haven't watched the rear sway bar install, I do have a video on that, as well as rear suspension components. $44 foot-pounds. That's how you check that. We went ahead and got the sway bar end link installed. As far as the directions for my coilover, it recommends 44 foot-pounds for the sway bar end links. I'm sure these are basically the same, so that's what I went with. And by 44 foot-pounds, I mean a good old wrench tightening, because you have to keep a ball Allen on here. I don't have a 14mm box end attachment for my torque wrench, so just gave it the good old oomph a couple times and felt good. So there it is, all installed. And right now we just have it adjusted to its shortest setting, but I will keep you guys updated on how the car handles, and we'll have some track videos coming here soon, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it for you guys. But if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up, and if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.